What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Yap Squad. I'm your host, Momo. Alongside me, Mamba.
What up?
This is take 2 of episode number 22.
Yeah.
This might be cut into our take from last night, but if not, welcome.
Yeah. I mean, last night you were just fucking gassed.
I was fucked.
Yeah. I was
And
pretty solidly drunk already, but I don't really care. I don't know.
for me, it was just because I wasn't like necessarily hungover. It was just the fact that like I was probably still mildly drunk from when I went to sleep,
Yeah.
and only had 3-4 hours of sleep.
I think we also talked a lot more over the past like 3 days than we normally do.
I mean, the only time we talk is now.
Yeah.
And
But
so,
I mean, that's kind of, I feel like it works though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, so if you're watching this now and we didn't cut in yesterday's take, basically, you had mentioned how you've been having like weird dreams, or like how you can remember your dreams. Last night, because we cut, and then I just went straight to bed.
Right.
And I went to sleep. I had the craziest, like, I wouldn't say lucid, but like it was just the most confusing fucking dreams. Like, and it's just like a sequence of like the whole night. So my whole night's sleep last night was just filled with anxiety and like scariness.
What was it? Just like one continuous dream?
It felt like it so in the dream, it was just all things that were mixing into reality. So that's what made it scary.
Right.
I had the feeling I was sitting there where I was in our pantry, putting a bag or putting something in the trash can. When I feel like nauseous and I pass out, like I start falling and I tumble over the trash can and everything like that.
Mm.
And I'm laying on the floor. And then you come out, you're like, "Oh no, what happened? Like, you're good, you're good."
I wouldn't have heard it.
I was just like asking, well, I don't even think you came out right away. I think like like it was just like you just happened to come out. And then
Even in the dreams, that takes me an hour before I realize.
so I was sitting there and I was just like, I felt like I was fucking gonna die. And I couldn't fucking speak or nothing. And then I woke up in bed. And then I was like, that was fucking weird. Like, why do I feel like this? That's
Thank God
weird.
that's over.
And then I woke up for real. And I was just like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, you had like dude, I hate those. The fake awakenings are so like rare for me, but it's the worst.
See, and that's the thing. I went back to sleep. Had another thing like where I was just like, all right, well, that was crazy. Let me just go back into the kitchen.
Right.
Same thing, feeling like I'm gonna fall over. And I fall over into the kitchen, and then like this time I can't get up again, can't scream for help. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I wake up in bed again. Like, the fuck keeps happening?
My God, infinite loop.
And then I woke up again, and like this time for real. And I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, fuck.
And then went back to sleep again. I was like, I'm gonna switch sides and like see if that helps me.
Right.
Switch over, and then now I'm like on the phone with like my fiance calls me. I'm on the phone with her. I'm like
In a dream still.
yeah. Oh, I thought it was real. I thought I was
Okay.
talking to her for real. I thought we were having a real conversation. And the thing was is that my phone was on. I was facing towards the wall with my phone there.
Right.
And then something happens to get me to wake up for real, or it gets me to wake up in the dream, and I'm facing the other way. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I wake up again for real, facing the other way. I'm looking for my phone because I was just like, well, I just had it right here on the bed.
Right.
Nope, it's fucking on the charger, where I had originally put it, obviously. But because I felt like it was so real,
Yeah, it's just disorienting.
it was, and then that just kept happening throughout the whole fucking night.
How many times would you say that happened?
Like at least like 10 or 12.
Holy fuck.
Like I could not go to sleep. Like for real.
Dude, that's so weird.
And then, yeah, like I legit thought like, I don't know, I think like my vertigo or something was like fucked up.
Mm.
To make me feel like the dizziness, and my brain was just trying to fucking figure it out. But I woke up on my own at like 6 a.m. And I was just like, I'm just gonna stay awake. Like I can't deal with that for another
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
couple of hours. So I just stayed up.
Are you a big believer that dreams like mean something, or how do you feel about it?
It just depends. I think people always want their dreams to mean something because I think it gives them hope. Like for me, mostly it's I'll be Spider-Man because that's the majority of my dreams is I'm fucking Spider-Man.
And it's because you are Spider-Man.
Yeah, so it's just like really like, you know, people dream what you are. So like to me like dreams are easy because it's just my life. With that being said, I mean, I think that there's some deeper meanings or some subconscious things. I think it's just a lot of things that we endure in our daily lives and then it's brought out in our subconscious. And I think that way because like I'll have like a random dream, like let's say like there's a fucking dragon in my dream. Okay. And then I'll be like,
dragging these nuts across your face.
But then, so I'll say like there'll be a dragon or whatever. I'm like, what? That's got to mean something.
Certainly.
But in reality, you were talking about Game of Thrones. And so that's probably why my subconscious is like letting go of all the information that's probably not necessary for me for the rest of the day.
Right. So maybe it was just that I brought up dreams and how you don't remember them. So your brain just like made up for the fact that you don't remember them by giving you the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Like basically Groundhog Day, but like
the worst.
Yeah. I can't even like there was a few like that's why I stayed up at 6 because I was just like, I need to make sure I'm up for real. Yeah. Like this is a real thing. And it was actually terrifying. I saw a TikTok last night right before bed that also probably triggered the fuck out of it. No. And it was just like this guy and this girl were on the date and then they were just talking normally. And then she goes, you need to wake up and close your door right now. And I was just like, damn. What the fuck?
Dude, I don't like those ones.
And then I look up and I'm like, dude, I gotta piss and I gotta go by the door that's open. So that probably fucked me up too.
Yeah. Dude, that fucking sucks.
Speaking of TikToks, have you seen the AI renditions of the old classic Vines?
Yeah, did you see the look at all these old chickens one?
I haven't.
Dude, it's crazy. Like she does the thing, but then like at the end she sprints towards the chickens.
See, I saw one, the first one I saw, because the whole thing is like time traveler goes back in time and stops viral Vines from happening.
That's funny.
And the first one I saw was the 21 kid.
No way.
And he goes, what's 9 plus 10? And before he can say 21, someone comes up from behind him and just stands in the doorway. And the kid turns around and like looks at him. And it was terrifying.
Dude.
And I thought
we are getting at a scary level of AI.
There are some of them that are super good. Like I saw one that was the do go down one.
Yeah.
I saw one like where like it just went down.
They just died.
It do go down.
Fucking dude. AI. Have you seen like how terrifyingly fast AI is getting smarter? Like this graph of it?
No.
It's pretty much like this. Like this is like 1990. Watch. We're at 2020 right now. It's like that.
We gotta make it makes sense to the point where we're developing it so heavily right now, and it's a self-learning machine. So obviously, if we have all these open AIs, they're probably communicating with each other in some sense.
Yeah, well, that's what's particularly terrifying about it, I think, is that they're probably using the AI to help improve itself.
Just infinite money glitch.
But that's not good. Like, that's not going to end well.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind. Like, they got AI fucking drive-through ordering now. It's shit.
What does that even do, though?
Make it so I don't get yelled at by some teenager when I'm trying to order my burger with no onions.
Hurry the fuck up.
Just like, sorry, sir. Now it's a nice robot lady that says, all right.
Hey, could you please hurry up, sir?
40 burgers. No, ma'am. I wanted
one.
Whopper.
Yeah.
1 Whopper.
Yeah.
10 Whoppers. And 10 more Whoppers.
Thank you. Now you're fat. Fucking, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird though, because AI is like very not that advanced, at least the public ones, but it's also like scary at the same. Like you remember like Cleverbot? This is ancient tech. This is like 2008.
I'm thinking of like oh wait, yeah, I do.
But that one could only do like responses that other humans had typed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like, how big is my fucking fat pussy? And then it's just like, what?
I can't respond to that.
Mine is like the genie one that could think
Akinator.
Yeah.
That one was good too.
So it's just like, it won't guess my mom.
Dude.
Guess my mom.
How does it know?
But it just said your mom. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned for the future of AI.
I think it's just how we deal with it, you know?
But here's the terrifying thing about that. And you could say this about a lot of different branches of like science and development, right? It's very dependent on like, is there one guy that's just crazy enough to kill all of us?
Yes.
Like if a chemist, like Breaking Bad, right? Like if a chemist was like, I want to make mustard gas right now, he could build a bomb that would kill all of our city.
True. I don't know if like mustard gas, but mustard gas bomb.
Yeah. But you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think just goes into the same thing of like how we catch fucking terrorists and stuff, you know? Like,
yeah.
If they're put on, like, people who deal with like fucking, like, deal with our nuclear engineerings, like, they should be watched and be like, hey.
But that's what's scary though, is like, is there even that limit to the frontier of that where they're like, do not do this? You know what I mean?
Well, that's a bigger thing too. Well, yeah, how do you control a system that learns it on its own?
Exactly.
And then also, how do you stop somebody, some random person? Like, there's a random genius out there, like you said, that doesn't work for
some 14-year-old in his mom's basement.
Because a lot of AI are just open source and anybody can just fucking grab it. Like fucking the editing software I use is fucking AI. Yeah.
And it's pretty smart too. I mean, you guys watch these fucking TikToks, right?
I mean, I do the TikToks myself, but no, I'm not letting a robot take my job now.
You will eventually, either way.
Hope so. I mean, if I could have a robot do the TikToks the way that I picture them, I would. Yeah. I would 100% would. But I still have to sit there and manually like cut clips, so I'm just might as well just fucking do it myself anyway. I
mean, to be fair, it does take like half the time off, you would say, or what?
For editing,
we've talked about this a lot, but
for editing the actual podcast, yeah, but TikTok's still normal time.
Yeah, I think I don't know. There's a lot of examples of robots being too fucking dumb to matter.
Boston Dynamics.
Yeah.
We're looking at you.
Let's tape a machine gun to the back of a robot dog. Like, who at Boston Dynamics thinks that that's a good idea?
To be fair, I think what you're looking at are people's videos and not like actual Boston Dynamic, because Wait,
who did that?
Corridor Digital.
But they use like Boston Dynamics dog though, no?
They use the AI or like the model.
Hmm.
But they didn't use... Michael Reeves is the one that got the actual dog, and he made it piss beer.
I forgot about that. Shout out Michael Reeves.
But besides, I don't know. I guess that's also scary, is that it makes people susceptible to things like that believe that that's what's happening right now too.
Yeah. Another thing about it that I find both intimidating and damaging to society is that ultimately, when it comes to answering questions, a robot is going to fill in the parameters that its makers
choose.
So like, if you're not to be like a super Nazi conservative, right? But like,
please don't be.
I'm not going to. But like, if a guy in California is making ChatGPT, and then like a fifth grader is like, I want to become a girl. You know what I mean? Like the robot's gonna be like, you should do that.
True. But also, is that bad? Like, not necessarily saying that like they should be forming, because like, I mean, one of the things I've asked like ChatGPT to do is like give you like opinions on certain things.
Yeah.
And then there'll be somewhere it's just like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
That's on you guys.
I mean, I mess around with it a fair amount just to kind of see its limits every once in a while. And like a recent example that I had was like, I was like, rank the past 10 presidents from best to worst. Because I was curious to see like statistically what would it choose, right?
Like 40, like
from
35 to 40.
Like Biden, Trump, Obama.
Okay, so
then
that
backwards.
Okay.
I don't know the numbers.
Who was it?
So they put Trump like all the way at the bottom as expected. But me personally,
he's number one.
I wouldn't put him at number one either, but I don't think he's that bad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean,
what did he really do as a president?
Golfed.
Yeah.
So did they all. Am I right, boys?
Now watch this drive.
I don't know enough about politics to say whether or not someone's a bad president. Because no matter what,
it's just interesting though, right? To see how it chooses to order it.
Yeah.
Because like obviously there's not much, like, you can't really fact check it to be like,
I mean, you could. It just depends. Again, I think it's about the parameters that it's set within and also the parameters that you give it, because you're just saying rank them the best. And when you write that in, it's probably thinking that you mean by popularity.
Yeah. So that would be my remark about it, is that I think that the only appropriate response to that would be, I can't do that because I can't make that choice.
Or just like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I think that's like to be the more appropriate one.
Yeah.
Because now it's just like you think this list is made by these people because of this reason. But in reality, it's just you didn't give detailed enough parameters.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a large enough scope to go off of.
But that's the thing that also concerns me a lot about it, is a lot of the people who use it are using it for like homework or to make a job easier, right? So that doesn't really matter. But when children especially are using it, and pretty much everything it said, it doesn't really like backdrop anything by being like, well, I'm a robot, so I don't really know. It's just kind of like,
sure, they make it seem as human as possible.
It says it like it's a fact. You know what I mean? And that's probably my main concern, is that kids will read it and be like, well, that's true. It's a robot.
Robots know things.
Google.
No, I mean, it's just also, it's all kind of weird, like the Snapchat AI.
I don't like that one at all. That one creeps me out.
Yeah. I mean, as a almost 30-year-old man,
I don't use it either.
I don't have it anymore. And I'm starting to look, I'm looking at all my peers around me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see like my 33-year-old managers and stuff like using it,
Snapchat.
I'm just like, guys, like there's some people like the like some of the people that come from out of country. I understand that because some people don't have anything but like Wi-Fi there.
Yeah.
So
that's an easy way for them to communicate like across the seas and stuff.
But here, I'm just like, hey man, maybe it's time to let that go.
Yeah. I mean, I have it downloaded, but it's just because like a lot of our friends still do that.
Yeah, but a lot of our friends are 20 years old.
Also true. But you know what I mean? Like just to be able, because they're just not going to not do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just going to do it anyway. So I might as well answer them on it.
Well, like that's what I mean is like, if they don't message you, like let's say you deleted Snapchat, would they know? Besides, like only
they would probably figure it out eventually.
Because they'll be like, did you get that snap? And like me, no. it took everyone else, like, because I had Snap deleted for like 2 years before people were like, yo, did you get my Snap? Like, dude, I haven't Snapchatted you in 2 years. Like I don't like literally right before I moved here, or if not when we moved up here, I deleted it. I was just like,
I remember.
This is weird.
Yeah, I think but even like I just opened it today just out of nowhere, and I had like 3 unopened ones from like a week ago. And I was like, damn.
It's just all Jace ball.
One was Jace, one was Angel, and then one was Nim.
It's all fucking
all the Zoomers.
Yeah.
I'm a Zoomer.
True.
Technically.
I also hate generations. Like, I don't understand it.
Why? What do you hate about it?
Like, how come some generations are fucking like 50 years and the other generations are like 5?
That is a good question, actually. I don't know.
Because it's like, is it just like when the most populated like amount of children are born? Like, do they just change it?
I don't know what does determine that. It's probably like
why am I a millennial? And then if you're born a year after me, you're a Gen Z.
I think a lot of it has to do with like the reputation of the age, right? Like the lost generation was like 1920. And then like World War I.
I was thinking of like 19-20-year-olds. So I was like, they're lost, huh?
they're gone. It's because they all died in World War I. And then the boomers are like post World War II. So like I think certain, I don't know if this is true at all, but like maybe certain events kind of punctuate it.
So what happened in 96, 97 that
internet?
Too sure. And then what happened? Oh, the housing crash.
2008. Aware.
Oh, did you hear that? That came from the back of my throat.
That was cute. No, I think Gen Alpha will be the worst generation we've ever had.
When that? Now?
Yeah.
Dude, my children will be Gen Alpha. They're alpha as fuck.
What the Sigma?
One is just across the fucking... What the Sigma? I love that shit.
Yeah, for you guys obviously don't know, but we were at Walmart earlier and we saw some compatriots of ours and
just randomly.
Yeah, and he's kind of foreign. He's learning English, and he shouts across the aisle, "What the Sigma?"
It was perfect, man.
What's up, brother?
He's great. What's crazy is like I literally asked him to hang out earlier.
Yeah.
And then we were both just like, oh, we gotta. Then the whole car thing happened. I was just like, all right, well, never mind.
Are they like roommates?
No.
They hang out a lot though.
Well, they're cousins.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I always see them together.
Yeah, they're cousins and like they're so close in age where
They just like chill.
yeah,
Makes sense. But they don't like live together at all.
nah, culture thing. You know, I mean, he would, but the whole culture is like live with your family until your parents die. Just keep taking care of them and all that shit.
That's kind of. So when do people leave?
They don't.
Do you just stay there even if you get married?
Literally, the only time people would leave is if they get married.
I mean,
and
it's
then they
fiscally
branch-
responsible.
And they branch off and like either do the same thing, but a lot of times people will get married and then have their parents move in with them and do all this kind of stuff.
So even if you have like 5 brothers and sisters and they all get married, they all chill.
Yeah, but more they'll split up in regards to like let's say like there's a daughter, right?
I was gonna say probably the daughters.
She will go out and then move to them, and then it's so many families in one place. It's really cool. I like the idea of it.
I do,
but also no,
there's a lot
I
of
hate
cultures
that.
do that. Like the Spanish do that a lot, and
I like it, but I hate it because I can't imagine not having space of my own.
yeah, I can't really like imagine being like a fully grown, like imagine being our age right now and your mom was just in the other room.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
like it'd be also, I mean, it'd be chill like as long as everything was chill, but
I think once you get out on your own, it's very hard to go back to.
yeah, and that's the biggest thing is like a lot of these people are like they're in their mid-20s, late 20s, and they've never known anything else. So
Which is just, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I like it kind of.
I do like it, but you have to be born into it to like it. I feel like
Yeah.
because otherwise, like I don't think I could do it. Like even
Saves money.
it does save money, but like I would rather be broke and live on my own than live back at home.
Amen. Just like it was planned and written.
Yes.
I was going to say something. Kiki, remind me.
Ooh, she
Useless.
pass it out.
Took her collar off, bitch.
I should been off.
Sold my car today. That was fun. Took 3 hours.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. What else happened? Oh, did you see the former Twitch staff allegations at Dr. Disrespect yet?
I saw that they said that he was like texting a minor or some shit.
Yeah, so they said that ban that never really got explained was because he was using the Twitch Whisper feature to message a minor and try to meet up with her at TwitchCon.
The one where he filmed in the bathroom or the after?
I don't know, but that's crazy.
I wonder, I mean, again, just allegations, but
But here, the response was like, "This has been settled." I was like, "What does that even mean, Doctor? Dr. Disrespect? No."
oh, he said that.
Yeah, he responded to it and he was like, "Come on, guys, this has been settled." Like, what is it? You didn't even
It's
deny
like,
it.
no, it hasn't been settled. Everyone is still asking this question, which is why it's been brought up right now.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
It's fucking strange, right? Like, but also not expected. Stupid fucking mistakes, man, you know?
Does it? I'll never. Is it like a power thing? Like when they
Yeah.
get that big to where like it just happens? Because
100%.
like I could never ever see, even if I had like 100 million, I don't think I would ever do that.
Dude, the biggest thing is that a lot of these times they're married
That too.
with children. So it's like, I don't know. I can understand like the Call Me Carson situation, right?
I already forgot the details of that. Remind me real quick.
I mean, same thing, texting underage girls.
Okay, go on then.
I don't know if it was like, I don't know if nudes and stuff were involved. I just know he was a weird.
I mean, who could have guessed that one?
Yeah. But he, I can understand that kind of dynamic because from my understanding, like he wasn't even that much. It was like a fucking 2-year age difference. He was like 17 and 19 or some shit.
That's not even
So
really that.
it's not as crazy. Still,
Still weird.
yeah, but so it's like still more acceptable than a 30-year-old man texting a 16-year-old.
I mean, if he just like hopped across the pond, it's legal. But here, it's like.
But even then, it's still frowned upon. Like it might be.
I don't really know. Is it frowned upon over there?
How many times do you hear someone dating a 16-year-old over there?
Line maker.
What's line maker?
Minecraft YouTuber.
Oh, well,
I don't know. He probably didn't even do that. I just know he's a pedophile. I heard.
I know that I heard.
I know that I heard that from someone on the internet.
I don't know, man. I have thoughts about that. It's just like, how are you going to do that to not only your family? It's definitely a power thing.
Generally, just a horrible idea.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, fuck the family. Don't do that to a child.
Yeah.
Second of all, like, why? Like, you definitely have fucking of age poon being thrown at you too.
Oh, absolutely.
So, like, why are you like, I know
you're telling me 6'8" Dr. Disrespect couldn't get some poontang? Come on.
I mean, he did before. We already know that. We already know that he can get it. So why is he going for someone else?
It just makes no sense to me, like, at all. Like, I don't.
It just doesn't, like, for him especially. So it's like, what a weirdo. Like, actually, if that's true, Dr. Disrespect, if you see this, what the flip?
I mean, I don't know. It was a former Twitch employee, so there's at least some credibility there, right?
True, but if this is the only,
if it's how credible?
Because like this is the only leak that we know of, so
I feel like if it was true, it probably would have got way more leaked.
Unless there was like a lot of hush money involved, which it seems like there might have been. Especially what the response was, it's been settled. Settlement. Hello.
Same
ringing
word
the bells
almost.
here.
It's got a ment at the end, but same thing.
It's there.
What else happened? There was some more drama.
Did you see Neon slap the fuck out of Jack Doherty?
No.
Apparently he just, I don't know what construed to where these two people were at the same event. I don't know what the event was, but I saw the clip of Neon going up to Jack and being like, dude, what the flip? Why would you, not what the flip. I'm just making it fun here. What the flip? Why would you say that? And then they're getting each other's face. And Neon
was
just
it about
goes,
the N-word?
I don't know.
Okay, so there's a clip going around of Jack Doherty. How do you say his name?
I've heard Doherty. I've heard Doherty. I've heard idiot.
Dude, this guy has to be view botting because who is he? Anyway,
he's I mean, you gotta, his audience is exactly who you think it would be. It's like fucking wannabe edgy, like 15-year-old kids.
I just can't believe that people like him even get, like, it's just not even funny. Even if I was 14, I would be like, that's just not funny.
Well, the thing is that he has money, right? But he doesn't have, I feel like it's not as crazy as it seems because he talks about like how he doesn't actually own the houses that he's in. He doesn't like the house, like everything is payments.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's not, he has a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like he's not like the hundreds of millions of dollars rich that he like is showing he is through all these houses and everything like that.
I mean,
and
fair enough.
He has to have a lot of money in order to fucking rent 5 mansions. But by renting 5 mansions,
he's poor.
What's the point? Yeah.
But yeah, there was a clip going around. I think it was like a week ago, probably, of him, Jack, whatever the fuck.
What do they stream on? Are they both on Twitch? No, I know Neon's on Kick, but what is?
I think Jack might also be on Kick.
I don't know.
They seem like the Kick brand. Anyway, he was at a McDonald's.
Hear that?
Why does it do that?
Mine's cooler.
No, he was at McDonald's and he was making his order, right?
Jack?
Yeah. And some dono was like, those screens are very dirty. And he goes, you probably haven't eaten in a week, you fucking hater. And like he mumbled hater.
Oh, but it sounded like the N-word?
It sounded like the N-word. And like if you listen to it more than twice, it's very obviously hater. And he says it all the time, apparently. But I don't know. Neon was probably trying to feed off that drama, low-key.
True. Did you see the Neon and Aki collab?
Who?
Aki?
The Aki Way guy?
Yeah.
What'd they do?
They were chilling. And it was actually like probably the most wholesome content I've ever seen come out of Neon ever.
Well, Neon surrounds himself with people that only like him because he spends money on them.
Yeah.
So Literally anything other than that is more wholesome.
But it was pretty sick. I mean, because obviously they're both of the Muslim faith.
Yeah.
And fucking Aki was like literally teaching him like to pray, making him, because Eid was last week or the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like making him fast, pray, like do all this shit with him. And it was really nice, really cool. And also like a lot, like really eye opening for, there's not a lot of like openly Muslim like creators that I know of. No, I'm sure. Right. I'm sure there's a lot. You know, we got Fuzi stuff like. I mean, but people who practice. I
would say Fuzi is the only big one that I know.
Yeah. And
except for that guy at the library in college,
he was a creator.
He was streaming.
I've never heard this story, so I'm just asking questions.
Do you remember this story?
Library?
This is like the beginning of Twitch. This guy was in a college library and somebody donoed like C4 detonating 5.
Who was it?
4. He's banned.
I have no idea.
And he got arrested because it was the beginning of Twitch, so nobody knew, and they thought it was like a fake bomb threat. So yeah, you can probably find it really easy. It's ancient tech though.
Yeah, I don't recall, man. But I digress. I think like I said, it's just nice seeing that.
Yeah, I agree.
And because there's not a lot of people. I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of other religions that have like things like that. To where it's so. What am I trying to say here?
Central to their personality.
Not central, but I'm talking about like
their life.
Yeah, because like in the faith, you have to like pray 5 times a day.
Yeah,
the whole fasting thing, everything like that. Like that's very crazy.
Yeah, like I would consider myself like moderately religious, and I just pray when I want to pray. Sometimes it'll be like a month between prayers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like
it's always interesting to me to like observe that.
And as someone who has a Muslim fiance, it's just like I get to kind of see in depth to her religion, despite it not being like maybe as big of part of her life as it was before. But I mean, it's always good to know and learn more.
So, out of curiosity, when they pray, is it like the same 5 prayers every day, or is it like, how does that work?
As far as I know, it's the same 5.
So like, then my next question would be like, how did Neon not already know?
Because he didn't do it. Like I remember seeing, whenever they asked him to lead the prayer, and Aki was kind of like, it had been like so long since he had last done it that he was just like reminding him like what you have to do. Like he knew the words and stuff.
Right.
I think Neon knows the Quran like by
heart. It is a lot, to be fair.
So
he probably just forgot.
But like, I mean, but he knows like he was able to recite like the whole. I think it's either the whole Quran or at least like the prayers, but he's able to recite like it all from heart. Because that's a big thing is like
being able to recite it.
Like it's like a lot of people love to recite. They have whole. I think we went over this before, but there's like whole classes of how to memorize the Quran.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that. I don't know if it's still like this, but I know that kind of like priests in the medieval age, for a long time, it was kind of like the more you knew from the Quran, like the smarter you were, right? But like the more like literary and more studied you were.
Yeah.
So that probably has continued to.
Yeah. Like if you know the whole thing, you fucking OG basically.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's probably a few guys that can say the whole damn thing. That's impressive as fuck.
What I mean is like when that's how they memorize it. Like you have to be able to recite it like from memory.
Dude, I can.
Like imagine like doing the same thing with the
Bible verse.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Is that even it though?
Yeah.
Like, but that's like paraphrasing though, no? Or is that
every
actually
fucking
it?
Dude? There's no. That's the thing about the Bible. With the Quran, you have one, right?
Yeah.
With the Bible, you have fucking 100,000 versions. So it's just like that's right in one version. Mm-hmm. I can guarantee you that. Like I told you, I had one that was a modern day version of the Bible, and it was just like, yo,
let's hang out, fam.
when God first came in this bitch, he was like, let me create some shit. Let's get
this a little dark in here.
Let's get this in motion.
Yo, let's get lit.
And it's just like, I remember I was in a church camp and I just got that Bible, I thought it was so cool because I was like, I can understand this. And I remember reading it like because we're doing like the what is it called when you go on your own and like fucking study the Bible type shit, like a D or a T, so it's like a not testimony, but it's like a
confirmation.
No, it's like you sit there and it's like alone time with the Bible.
Just Bible study, no?
Something. There's like a there's a word for it, man. Oh, why would I say that out loud?
We had Sunday school.
We lost the sub.
No! Please come back.
Bible study.
Do you
Word.
go out of your way to respect the like certain traditions of like Islam? Like when I first learned that like you're supposed to wash your hands before picking up a Quran, like now I always do it, no matter who.
It just depends, man. You know, like it's all about reading the room.
Right. Because
I have where we live now, it's very Muslim like filled. There's a lot of Muslim, like 90, accurate. Not 90, like 80% of my team that I work with is Muslim. I go out of my way to ensure that when I invite them over, I have halal options and everything like that. And they're at the point where like they don't give a fuck if I drink in front of them. Obviously, I'm not gonna fucking force them to drink. But things like that. Yeah. I also learned. I mean, same thing. You're supposed to wash your hands with the Quran. Mm-hmm. We have a Quran here that was left by our roommate Vaughn, who was
not Muslim, but
he wanted to learn, and so that's why he had it. But he left it here.
He was done learning.
I learned that you're supposed to actually. I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I don't really know what to do with this. I'm just gonna keep it because I don't want to throw it away. That seems really fucked up. And then I was told like, oh, you're supposed to burn them, and I was just like, really? That seems I was like, that seems a little bit more fucked up. He's like, no,
that seems extremely insulting.
No, he says if it's time for it to be thrown away or whatever, you burn it. I was like,
wow, okay, that's good tech right there.
And then he, but yeah, I mean, this is, I have one person that's like very religious, and the other person, like, and the two cousins, like one is very religious, not very, but like more than the other. We literally went to go out to eat the day before Eid, and you're supposed to fast on that day.
Right.
When we had to eat, I didn't realize that a few of them were fasting, but one was fasting of the cousins and the other one wasn't. And so, I mean, obviously everyone follows whatever they want to follow. I feel like a lot of the things is just, again, reading the room and seeing what everyone's out to. And most of the time, they're more than willing to be respectful of the fact that you will not be doing the things that they do. And I think that's the better.
I think that's just a sign of a good human to not like to help people understand and learn, but also to like not be like, you have to do this. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. More so what I was getting at is like, even though nobody could be here, I would still wash my hands before I picked up the Quran.
Yeah, I mean, just
on the off chance that like they're right, and like if I do it, I'm gonna go to hell. You know what I mean?
I mean, with that being said, like, I barely believe in the shit that I was raised with, so like someone else's beliefs, like I'll respect the fuck out of you, but like I'm also not gonna wash my hands.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a weird thing that I do, but
especially because like in this situation, it was just like it fell over because the cat jumped up there and knocked it over. And then what if the cat starts eating the book? I'm not gonna take the time to go wash my hands to go. Right. I'm gonna pick it up real quick and put it so she can't fucking attack it.
Yeah. So, is it more disrespectful to just like give it to somebody? You know what I mean? Or like, I feel like burning it seems so fucked up.
It does. Which is why I'm going to keep it, you know?
I mean, it's cool.
This little reminder.
It's good tech.
I mean, I'm trying to think of, we have one little Bible over here, but we'll just start collecting things from other religions. We'll get a little Buddhist statue. We'll get a cross up here, maybe.
No, we're getting multicultural.
We got to, man.
So
we have to. We're a multicultural family. It's just the rite of passage, I think.
Dude, at one point I had like 5 Bibles, like before I came here. And I was in the same situation because people just hand you Bibles.
Are you talking about the small ones or like normal
Well,
ones?
I have a really nice fancy King James version that I still have.
Same. Somewhere.
But I had like a basic copy and then like an easier to understand one. And then I had like a New Testament only. And then I had like one some Jehovah's Witness gave me. See, I was in the same boat of like, what the fuck do I do with these? And I just threw them away.
Yeah, I was collecting them, especially when I was working with customers more. I was collecting how many little Bibles I can get. I
remember that.
And I think it got up to like 5 before I like moved to a place where I didn't talk to customers.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was just like, now I have 5 little Bibles. What am I gonna do with them?
Maybe that's why they gave them to you, because they're in the same boat, and the problem just keeps passing on and on.
No, these ladies and men and gentlemen, were not like that at all.
It'd be funny though, right?
It would be. But I tried to, once I found out I can just have the Bible on my phone or on my iPad, I was just like,
why do this?
Paper? Let's reduce, reuse, and recycle, guys. Come on.
Do you feel a difference between when you read something in a book and when you read it on your phone? I feel like almost cooler. Like it's more pure to read it from an actual
from
Bible.
A book. Are we talking Bibles or just books?
Let's just say for this specifically Bibles, but
no, I like the app better because I could literally just like, instead of like going through each pages and stuff like that, I can just go onto the fucking iPad and click Romans, and then I'm there. So I'd rather do that. And plus, I can select every fucking version from that fucking app and just be like, oh, what one is the preacher using? The King James? Okay, oh, King James.
It's always very interesting to see the differences between a lot of the different Bibles.
And that's what's scary about it. They change a lot. Yeah, that's what's scary about it, because people live their lives through this, but like it might not be the same.
It's not the same word as what was originally written, like not at all.
We'll never know.
Even like the purest versions, you know what I mean? I don't really know what they're called.
Like the ones in Hebrew?
Whatever is the closest to like the actual thing are like not the same as the actual text for whatever reason.
I mean, that's the biggest thing.
That kind of
like,
disturbs me.
I think that's the thing between like the Quran and like the Bible, right? I think the Quran is just written by one person.
Yeah.
Whereas the Bible is written by multiple people told through stories of other people. And it's just like, how are you going to get any accurate information through that?
I don't know. I'm definitely like a bad Christian, and we've talked about this before.
We know.
But like, I'm definitely in the sense of like, I don't really follow the Bible like that, because I'm like, this is not the word of God, really. It's just like 20. Like, who knows how many of those prophets could have been like, I'm a prophet.
It's the word. Me. Yeah. I mean, that's like the speculation between like even like Jesus being a prophet. It's just like, what if he wasn't a prophet and he was just like some guy who was just like, I saw something that was like, what if Jesus was just committing blasphemy? You know? And it's just like, damn, what if?
Yeah. I mean, it's scary though, because it's just like, you never know. Like imagine like if all along God was like, gay people are pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, like, now we're all going to hell. Like, not all of us, but like everybody in the past like 2,000 years who hated gay people is going to hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's so. Like, if anything, you should take from the Bible is the 10 Commandments. That's like the biggest fucking things that you should.
I don't know. Do you think it makes me a bad Christian though to like read it and like only take away certain parts of it?
Everyone does that all the time. Like they'll literally come to you.
At the end of the day, do you still think that makes you a bad follower?
It's not about being a follower. It's about that's the thing about Christianity that I've always like stuck behind, because that's what I've always been told. It's not about what you follow. It's about your faith in God.
Right.
It's not about, as long as you're a good person and you believe and have faith, that's all that fucking matters.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, here's my stance on it. I think that if God hated gay people, that's kind of not a God I really want to follow.
That's what I'm saying. But like, that's
because my God, my view of God is the most good.
Well, he's supposed to be the most merciful,
the most
like,
pure, the most good
loving,
entity of all time. Perfect.
But then, hey, earthquake, volcano, flood, hurricane. Did I already say that? Tornado. Like, a God in my eyes wouldn't do that shit, you know? Unless, like, because, like, at least in the Bible, he had some, like, excuses to throw some floods and shit. But we don't got no prophets going around now saying, like, guys, this shit's gonna happen.
Well, I think that here's my kind of counter argument to bad things happening. I think that heaven is meant to be only good. Earth is not meant to be heaven. And that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, but it was at the beginning.
Until somebody...
Some fucking bitch.
I wonder which of the two genders bit the apple.
Both of them.
Real?
Yeah,
Adam bit it too?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I never heard that.
That's why that's why they got banished.
Oh, but it was her idea though.
Yeah.
That's still a bitch.
But
you should bite this.
This is so good.
Typical. Some things never change.
Nah, in reality, he would have had the apple and she would have wanted the first bite.
Good one.
But no, so the whole idea of free will is, man, that's my biggest thing about religion, man, or at least Christianity, is how they always show you and tell you God has a predestined path for you, but you also have free will. And those two things don't correlate. Like, how, if there's a destined path I'm going to follow and take, how do I have free will if this is already the path that's been chosen? Do I really have free will, or do I have the ideology of having free will?
Do you think that it's like that, or do you think that that's
just all I've been told? The
path has already been created. You just have the free will to choose it. You know what I mean? And he just knows that you're going to choose that.
But like, if he knows that I'm going to choose that path,
is that still free will?
No.
Is it though?
He knows what path I'm going to take.
Right.
Predetermined. If I know for a fact you're going to get up and walk out that door, and I know that for a fact, you don't know that, but I give you the choice to say, hey, you can go to your room or you can walk out that door. And you walk out that door, you have the illusion of free will, but I already know that you're going to fucking do that. So is there really free will at that point?
I think in some ways it is, though.
But like, you're in reality,
because
you're not gonna make that other choice, because that path of you going to that front door has already been predetermined for you. You just have the idea that you have the option to choose,
right?
Which is why you think that you have free will.
Holy fuck, this is a
and then
class.
And that goes back to what I was saying. I said this like a while ago. That's why whenever we ask people when they want to do something, you don't tell them, hey, when do you want to do this? You say, hey, do you want to go there? You do this with fucking children too. Like, do you want to leave in 5 minutes or do you want to leave in 10 minutes? It gives them the idea that they're choosing when they get to leave, but in reality, their determined path is that they're going to fucking leave. Right. So it doesn't matter. It gives them the illusion of choice. Do they have free will? They think that they're choosing their own destiny, but in reality, the whole point is to leave.
But do you think that, so let's just say, for example, that God doesn't exist. Oh my God, I'm in hell. Is it still free will then if you make that choice? Because who knows? Like, we have no way of knowing.
If God doesn't exist, and that that whole thing just doesn't matter. At that point,
so we do have free will then.
If God doesn't exist, it's all free will. Like, there is no predetermined path, because who's making that path?
What do you believe in?
I don't know. I'm very agnostic to the point where, more of a non-believer agnostic than I am just like a general agnostic.
Okay, but are you the kind of pussy agnostic who's like, just in case God is real?
No,
you know what I mean?
I legitimately, there's points in my life and just in general, I'm like, what the, like, even just like fucking the Big Bang, bro. Like, going back to that shit, I'm just like, that could be a God type deal, or
Well, I always wondered, like, the Big Bang was started by like two molecules banging together or whatever the fuck,
something.
right? Something like that. Something along those lines. Who made the two molecules?
Exactly. But that's what I mean. It's just like, if there is, I'm not going to deny that there isn't or that there is. But I also haven't seen or dealt with enough to be like, there is. And this is someone, and if I was just saying this, living the life I've been living now, different story. But I spent like the majority of my preteen and teenage years, like from age 10 until 18, being a very firm believer, I was going to church 6 times a fucking week.
Jesus.
And
A week?
yeah, I go to 2 different churches on Sunday.
Damn.
Do youth group on Wednesday at one church, a youth group on Thursday at another church, and then just random like Bible study type shits at some people's houses.
Yeah.
And
No.
I was a very firm believer. Went to church camp a shit ton, went to fucking Bible camp a shit ton, vacation Bible school a shit ton, like all this fucking shit. And I'm sitting there watching all these fucking people having their like fucking defining moments. May God bless your soul.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm seeing all these people like falling down, like I hear the word of God, like God is speaking through me. And then I'm sitting there like, we're all supposed to be praying. And I'm just like, I'm waiting. I want to hear something. Like, give me something. I've been following you. I've been doing all this shit for you. Give me something. Never anything. You know what I got instead? Cancer. Fucking
Broken foot, broken leg.
like you know, you can fucking sit there and be like, God gives the strongest battles to his mightiest soldiers.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch.
No, thank you.
Like,
I'm struggling.
I'm chilling. I've been chilling. I tried, like, again, even if it was just like, oh, God works in mysterious ways. Okay, bitch.
Well, my question then would be like, what kind of sign would make you believe?
I wanted the experience that everyone else was experiencing from what I saw. I wanted to hear God. I wanted to feel God.
I'll be honest. I think if you hear God, you might be schizophrenic.
That's why, but like, then either everyone around me was just like fucking pulling my chain.
Well, you know how it, bro. You see the people just randomly like speaking tongues like in the aisles. Like that shit is fake as fuck. Let's be real.
That's what but even in the fucking Bible, it has people do that fucking shit. You know?
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
they were probably schizophrenic back in the day
I don't
too.
know, man. I was looking for something. If I'm too much of a fucking like realist person where I have to see something to believe it.
Right. That's
So
fair.
I'm not gonna go. I've been going for the last 8-9 years of my life blindly following through faith alone.
Right.
And it's led to literally nothing.
Yeah.
So why would I continue that? And especially like, cause I sit there and I ask questions just like how, like why am I doing all this? Like, why do we have to go to church? Like even the Bible says like, you don't have to go to like, any place can be a place of worship.
Right.
Like, why do I have to go to this place to worship? Why do I have to give you fucking 10% of my money to?
Well, that's all a scam.
That's what I mean. It's just like, so why do I have to do all this shit if in reality all I have to do is be like, I believe in you, I love you, you a G, and then go to heaven.
Yeah.
Like, what is the point of doing anything else? And so that's why I'm just chilling. Like, if I'm a good person, I'm. That's it. Like if I go to hell, like if there's a God and he's merciful, he's not going to send me to hell.
Right.
But if there's a God and he's exactly what I'm against, then yeah, I'll go to hell.
Well, I mean, it's the same concept we've talked about a lot throughout these religious talks of like in the 1500s, Native Americans didn't know who the fuck God was. They don't go to surely the God that I would love to follow would not send them to hell for literally not knowing.
And that's, yeah, exactly. I mean, think about the tribes in Africa who have, what do they call it? The ones that they killed the fucking missionary? Sentinels?
Oh, yeah, that's in the Indian Ocean, not Africa.
Well, that was like, I was just going tribe, not really like.
Oh, I thought you said
tribe.
Africa.
I did say
hear
like,
that?
I said like African tribes, but I also meant like it was like a comma.
Yeah, they're very like primitive.
So it's just
the
like
Sentinel Island, North Sentinel Island.
So it's like they're going to hell because they have no concept of God. They can't follow or believe him. Babies, they're going to hell. Fuck you, babies. Like you didn't even have a fucking chance. Like
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of hypocrisy and things that concern me with it.
And the whole like asking
things that
for
I don't think that
forgiveness.
God would do. Like I don't. My Steam profile has the. You ever read that for my Steam profile? Where 40 kids called a man bald, so God had 2 bears attack them and kill them all. Like to me, God would just never do that.
Yeah, no, someone just was upset and they blamed God and said, this is fine. And then someone wrote that down and was just like, God probably did that. And that's why the Bible is a false. Just kidding. I don't.
Who knows? Who knows what's real and what's not?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why fucking devote your life to something that you like? But and by all means, devote your life to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain pieces in certain religions that have way better structure of what they believe in and why they believe in it.
Yeah.
And by all means, fucking do your shit. Don't shit down my throat because I don't believe in what you believe in, though.
Yeah, I think Christianity has also gotten a lot complicated over the thousands of years just because of the division between how many different Christians there are.
Yeah.
Versus like I know like the Muslim community has like a few major ones like the Shia, Sunni, and then I think there's like 2 or 3 more.
Two.
I think there's more. Those are like the 2 main ones, but like there's a couple more. But like to have like we have got like fucking Catholic, Methodist, fucking Protestant, fucking Coptic, fucking there's like 20 of them. West Baptist.
Westboro Baptist Church.
We do not like those guys.
But they're Christian, so we have to like them.
No, we do not have to like those ones.
But that's what I mean, bro. It's like you can spin the Bible literally any way that you want. And they are the perfect example. Who was the fucking the people in Waco? Like the
I don't know what they were.
But they were very strong, like Christian believers.
Yeah.
And that shit's fucking, but that turns it into a fucking cult.
Well, that's just the nature of evil though, at the end of the day. Cause like, no matter what religion somebody's in, like you got fucking ISIS running around, you got just normal people chilling.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. 100%. That's,
you can take anything that's written that's more than like 20 pages and interpret it really however the fuck
I could follow Harry Potter and be like,
this is real.
This is my religion.
Yeah.
I'm Harry. I'm a wizard, Harry. And like,
you know, when you join the army, you can write whatever religion you want on your dog tags. Like people would put like Jedi or Sith.
Damn. We should watch out for the ones who put Sith.
Yeah.
I know that you can, there's like one religion, that you can put to where you can wear, it's like you love like the spaghetti god or some shit, and you can wear a strainer on your head in your driver's license picture because of it.
That's
sick as fuck.
That's actually sick.
But that reminded me of a joke that I heard the other day. I was unloading a truck for this driver, and we have a nice Indian manager.
Mm-hmm.
He's nice, doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, but
fair enough.
He's nice. And then he was like, "Hey, does the one Indian guy still work here? Like, I haven't seen him in a while." I was like, "Oh yeah, I mean, he was he's here. He's in some training classes right now. He'll be back. He was sick for a while, so."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Oh, like his religion?" And then he just like stopped doing it. And I was just like, "No, he was like actually physically sick."
What does that even mean?
You don't know the Sikh religion of.
Oh, I thought you meant like that was so confusing for some reason.
No, it did. It went over my head at first too, and I was
That's
just
a
like,
good one.
"Yeah," I was just like, "That's sick." Oh, I did it again. Oh
Wait,
shit!
Sick like religious? Oh, same.
I just fucking whipped on that shit.
I love that.
My favorite thing about work right now is just how mad everyone is.
Why?
Because it's like I can't do anything about it, and I love this. This one guy, all he does is fucking complain about his hours because everyone's hours have been cut. Granted, our team has been the only ones that are like super fucking fortunate because they need us that much. But he's getting cut to like he only has like 32 hours, and I'm just like, you're still getting technically full-time hours, man. Like, stop complaining. I get it. It sucks for everybody. but complaining isn't helping anybody.
What? Well, I mean, do they just have too many people on, or like?
No, it's just
what's
like
the problem?
our biggest thing right now is sales. We're not reaching the sales goals that the market has set for us. But we also just went through a remodel that was like $5 million over budget.
Is it starting to balance out more?
They said that they were gonna within the next month it should start back to normal, but they also said that 3 months ago. So who knows?
I mean, it's kind of hard. I feel like to do it.
It's hard, man,
for your specific store because like you're all food, right? Versus like you could just go to.
We're also still the highest like earning store in the market.
What the fuck, bitch? Then what are they mad about?
Because we're not hitting the goals that they've set out. So like they're like, we want you to hit $104,000 today.
Damn.
Ooh, you only hit 95. And then it's just like, goodbye wages. And then you're just like, okay, thanks, I guess. But now we have less wages to give out. So we have less people working, which means that we have less opportunities to get things onto shelves, which means
so then
the store's going to look worse, which means we're going to get less sales. And it was just like, if I was, in my perspective, you're obviously going to lose money at some point, right? But if they took out their whole fucking plan and were just like, keep your thing into wages, make the store fucking as good as you fucking can all the time, eventually the sales will start going up and you'll start making up for those losses. And I'm a fucking idiot. And maybe I'm completely wrong. I'm not no marketing expert, but if you're in the Fortune 500 and you're not willing to lose a little bit of money here and there, something's fucking wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of like the same concept as like content creation, for example. You hit a certain point and you kind of stop like reinvesting into the content. I feel like a lot of people, to where like you just do the same fucking thing every day and then nothing changes, nothing improves.
And then eventually
you
goes start going down
because it's just the same thing.
Yeah. And then when you do try to finally jump back up, you don't have the audience anymore because I think back to what I was saying before is this guy, he keeps complaining. I'm just like, dude, this has nothing to do with you personally. Like he keeps saying, I feel like I'm being targeted. And I was just like, okay, man, well, I want you to go take, like I told him this one day. I was like, I want you to go, I'll introduce you to this person who has one shift a week. I want you to talk about your grievances to this person, okay? Because
I work 2 hours.
No, like legit. I was like, you tell them how hard you're having it getting only 32 hours.
I make $16 every 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I understand it might be hard for you right now, but there are people who are working here right now who have it a million times fucking worse. So I'm not downplaying how you feel, but stop acting like you have it the worst.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of even a dumb thing to complain about constantly too. Like I feel like at a certain point, if you're going to just keep complaining about it, just go get like a 8-hour every 2 week part-time job. Yeah.
And that's what majority of people are doing.
Yeah.
But he's a boomer. So he's just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just like, dude, then don't complain.
Yeah.
Like, I know
if you feel like your life is that empty, just fucking do something else as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He just, he's the type of person that just always wants to complain.
Yeah.
And I get that.
I hate that. I don't like those people.
And neither do I. And I literally will go out of my way to not talk to him.
Yeah.
Because I've told him, like, he's come up to me on lunch before and he would start complaining. I was like, dude, with all respect, I'm not getting paid for this conversation.
Yeah.
So unless you just want to talk like friendly and like want to have like a man-to-man conversation about anything else that doesn't have to do with work, do not talk to me.
Yeah. I don't know. If I talk to you every day and every time the conversation just, man, my life fucking sucks dick. Like, okay, then just end it then. In game. If you hate it that much, just end it.
And the biggest thing is like, I can't survive off this. So I'm just like, dude, you can. Like you
are
I know,
now.
I know your life. You don't have that much expenses. Like you're not doing anything crazy to where like You do like if I didn't know your life, I would be like, oh, I feel so bad for you. But I know your life.
Yeah.
Like I know what your expenses are because you sit there and complain about your expenses. I know what they are. Like, I mean, one of the things before was like alimony and child support. And maybe alimony still, but like kid's 18 now. You don't got to worry about child support. So I don't know what the hell like you're complaining about unless he was just a fucking, and he's one of those guys that talks about how successful he was in his past. And I'm just like, yeah,
Typical.
dude, if you were so successful, then why'd you stop?
Yeah, man. Hey, can you go stock those shelves or
So fucking,
can you like flip my fucking burger or like
It's-
what's going on?
and I understand some people are put into situations that they can't control. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's just like, if you were so successful,
I feel like he would still have that drive,
yeah.
especially if he's working 32 hours a week. He's got an extra 8 hours handy. You know
That's
what I
what
mean? To go
and-
improve.
And I've had this conversation with him because I'm just like, he'll be the type of person. We already gave our associates like an extra like 15, 20-minute break, like on top of our break. Like we only get 2 15-minute breaks, but we let them sit outside, do whatever for 15 or 20 more minutes. So it ends up being like a 30, 40-minute break. And
Are they allowed to let them do that? Or is it just kind of like, don't ask, don't tell?
don't ask, don't tell.
Mm.
For me, it's like if the work there, we have their respect enough to where if we didn't have the time to take those long breaks and we went in at the 15, everyone else would come in.
Mm.
He doesn't have that same respect, and he'll sit there and complain about hours, sit outside for an extra like we'll. And again, this is what pissed me off the most is like the biggest day that he was complaining was recently. We all came in after a 20-minute break. Everyone else realized like how much he did, how much had to be done. So we all went in, and then I timed him because I watched him not come in with the rest of us, and I was watching the front door of when he would come back in. He came back in 10 minutes after we all came in. And then I watched the cameras later on because I didn't see him do shit for a while. And then he sat there at the front for another 10 minutes after that. So this man took a fucking 45-minute break
Right.
when everyone else just took a 15, 20. And again, he knows that like when everyone, like when the two managers go in, they know that like they go in too.
Yeah.
And everyone's fine with that. As
Well,
long
it's
as,
an extra break, so they better
Yeah.
be all right with it.
and they get it most of the time. Tonight was not one of those nights. And then he sits there and does that shit. So I'm just like, it's such a slap in the face, like to be told how much like you need your hours, but then he's always calling in sick or
Is this somebody you're in charge of?
Yeah.
Okay.
like he
Have I met him?
No.
Okay.
always comes in, like will come in late, leave early, take long breaks, clock in from lunch, but then sit outside for another 10, 20 minutes. And it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, you're going to steal time in front of my face
Yeah.
and then complain about hours and talk about how deserving you are to get
I'll be
more hours.
honest. Fire this motherfucker because he's
Working
just
on it.
yeah. This
But
is.
I fucking hate this motherfucker for this reason because he'll do shit like that, and then the last 3 days I worked with him, he's been fucking phenomenal. And then he's just doing all this extra shit that I didn't ask him to do, like going the extra mile
he
and all
probably
this
knows
shit.
he's on the fucking shit house, you know.
Maybe, but like, it makes it hard, man. Because I'm just like, I don't want to write him up or do any of these things that I just spoke about because of
When
how
he's doing good.
of how good he's been doing. And I'm just like, because I do need someone like that, but I
Yeah.
also need someone more reliable. And we're about to be very fucked because like even our team who's been so fucking lucky in their hours, people are still looking for other jobs. I'm looking for other jobs and I'm not
Yeah.
even affected. So it's just like the only reason why I haven't left somewhere else is because no one wants to pay me the right amount.
Fair.
Like I need at least what I'm making now, if not more. And no one
Yeah.
wants to provide that.
Well, it's just stupid. I don't really like the way that the job market functions in that sense, where it's kind of like, well, if you're not going to accept this rate, somebody else will. You know.
Yeah, until the market's only fucking millennials and Gen Zs that won't accept that, then they'll start doing it.
But you know, some fucking boomer will be like, "You're going to give me $18 an hour?
Flip, yeah.
If I had this in the 1970s, I could have bought 3 mansions."
just like, no, man. And it really hurts my soul to see these people like be excited over like 12, 13 bucks an hour. I'm just like, dude.
It's because they see that it's not the minimum and they're like, wow, sick.
Yeah, and it's sick, you know? I mean, like, but I mean, and I'm not saying like I'm any more, I barely just started making, like, I don't even make good money, right?
Yeah.
I make decent enough money and enough to where I'm not actually paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this before. 2 years ago, I was asking Mamba.
Quality of life has gone way up.
I mean, look at
we on the way up, boys.
Like I was at a point where I was asking Mamba for money every other week.
Yeah.
Just to get by. And now this motherfucker's asking me for money. What's up?
Yo. Not anymore though. Problem solved. Hopefully.
God, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all just fucking circumstances that just piled up.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing right now is just like, it just got random. Like fucking these cats, bro. Like
I was so hyped that I had like $700 saved. And then the car was like, I'm going to cost you $750. And I was like, oh, fuck, I guess I'll just die then.
My biggest thing is like, people ask you, how do you not save money? And it's just like, how can I? Like, even if I have an extra, like, again, I have extra money at the end of each month, but then some bullshit happens. Like, I have to take my cat to the vet 3 times and they have to be put on 3 different medications.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't, like, legitimately, like, I could probably have like $600-700 saved right now, but I've had to spend $300-400 on each cat since I fucking, like, in the last couple of months. It's just like, how the fuck am I supposed to, like, how am I going to catch up ever?
Well, here's a question for you.
But the biggest thing, before you continue, I am at the point where I'm not in, like, I'm in debt, but I don't owe anything.
You can pay it.
Yeah. Well, I don't, like all my payments are caught up and I haven't had that in years.
Yeah.
And that's a really good feeling. But again, like I said, extra money, but now that extra money is going just to actually live. And plus I'm treating myself a little bit here and there.
As you should.
I'm not, it's not extravagant, but like, if I want to spend $30 on a coffee table, fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I was using a cardboard box for a coffee table for 3 years.
Do you feel like you have enough time to do everything that you want to do?
What do I want to do?
That's why are you asking me?
I mean, yes and no. I work overnights for those of you who don't know. So I lose a lot of time for everything because I mean, and then my fiance works now in the mornings. And when she's getting off work, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Whenever she's going to work, I'm at lunch. So it's like,
I mean, you guys have been doing like lunch together and stuff. I think that's a good way to make up for that time.
We're doing pretty good. You know, she comes over, I make her lunch and stuff. When she actually moves in, it'll be a lot better for sure.
Yeah.
As far as time for everything, it's just yes and no. This last couple of weeks have been really AIDS, but
this is something that I've been contemplating a lot. I think it's one of the core problems that we have. I don't know if this translates to other countries. Feel free to tell me in the comments if it does. I feel like in the US, well, not Herb, because
Herb lives in Ohio. That's a different country.
Oh, okay. I feel like one of the biggest issues that we have is the time theft of like living your life. Because I feel like in like the 1960s, like, yeah, people worked hard, but I feel like they had more time to enjoy themselves than we do now. Does that make sense or no?
I want to say yes and no, because like
I don't know, obviously, because I wasn't there, but I just assume.
I want to say other countries that are not third world.
Like, you know, in like the UK, rent is like $500 for like living on your own. Like, that's crazy.
But that's still a lot, because if people are complaining about how much it is, you can only imagine how much they're getting paid.
Well, that's the thing, is that they, I don't know, everything's just cheaper there.
But
I guess. Or do they not make, I don't know how much their minimum wage or whatever the fuck is.
It's like, if I've heard from countless people in the UK's, like TikToks everywhere, like it costs a lot. Like there's a lot of people who don't have flats of their own because it costs so much money.
Different because
I guess
London is like super high real estate. But if you're I'm more talking about like the rest of it.
If we're talking very rural fucking like UK, obviously it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But if we're talking like cities, it's got to be very similar to like New York. I mean, London's like
London is like it's like New York.
New York of fucking
$4,000 a month to live in a fucking room the size of our kitchen.
and it's just like, so I mean, I don't know enough about. There's some countries obviously that they have their economy down to a T.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we're not one of those countries. I don't think the UK is one of those countries.
Yeah. I just feel like it's
I think
making
it's better than America, but I don't think it's because though I think the poverty level is a lot lower in the UK.
Right.
I think that the crime rate's probably a lot lower.
Well,
I think
no guns.
that too. I think the like just the standard of living is a lot higher. But then again, how much can we say when beans on toast is a luxury?
Yeah. World War II rations.
But with that, like, I digress. I think that a lot of European countries are better than the US in that stance.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if I'm making over $20 an hour now and I can't save fucking money,
Yeah.
that's an issue.
Well, that's the main issue is that when minimum wage was created, it wasn't just like a number. I feel like it's a number now.
It is,
used
because
to be, it used to be the minimum amount that you needed to make
to survive.
not only survive, but to also be able to live your life.
And the thing about it now is that it hasn't changed since it's been created.
That is true as well. Yeah. It's
when $7.25 is the federal minimum wage,
I can buy a house, I can buy a car.
we have a fucking problem, guys. Like, that's not okay. Like, why do we think, and the whole thing is like, oh, the cost of living will go up. It's like, let's just not make it go up then.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to charge more for shit. Like,
well, I'll be honest, as a staunch capitalist, like I actually believe in capitalism.
What is the word you said?
Staunch.
What does that word mean?
Firm believer.
I like that. Staunch.
I do believe in capitalism. I feel like we have a lot of problems with it though, because there is no way that our minimum wage federally is like $7, but a CEO is getting like a $50 million raise to sign his name on a paper like twice a day.
My biggest thing goes for them. You know what I mean? I remember the minimum wage is a perfect amount for a 15 or 16-year-old kid who is going into the workforce.
But that's what's crazy about it. It's just not what it was designed to do.
Yeah. And I agree. Because I remember, I look back, right? My first job, one of my first jobs was at Subway.
Mm-hmm.
I was making minimum wage, $7.25. I was working 40 hours a week at Subway.
Yeah.
My check was $300. And I was just like, fuck yeah.
Now, as an adult, you're like, holy shit.
If I had a $300 check now, I would kill myself.
You would die. You wouldn't even have to. You would just die.
Like, that's $600 a month. That doesn't even cover half of my portion of rent. Right. And it's just like, how am I going to, like, there are some people who are on that federally minimum wage to survive. And it's just like, how, and they have fucking kids. They're like, how do you
I see those TikToks all the time. It's like, this cannot be the same minimum wage that my coworker's supporting 3 kids with.
Yeah. And to be fair, they're probably not. Because the one that,
they probably get like assistance, but
not only assistance, but if you have a coworker like that, that's like older than you and has been working there, they've probably been working there for 15 years and they probably are making like, cause I know at my old store, I was working with the lady who's been with the store for 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, they're making like fucking $27 an hour because they've
just naturally
raise. Like, and you get capped out at a certain point. So it's just like, there's no fucking way that you're not fucking like struggling.
Well, that was always when I was younger and I was like a mega capitalist. It was like, there's nothing wrong with capitalism. It's perfect. It's a perfect system. My argument was, well, if you're looking to survive, you probably should just not work a minimum wage job. It's not supposed to be a career. But now as an adult who kind of understands it more, I'm like,
you realize there's no other option.
Yeah. So,
I mean, even people will sit there and argue with you saying like, just get a degree, just do this, do that.
Oh, go $100,000 in debt and then also still make the same amount because you're paying $300 a month.
Yeah. And it's just like, cool, man. Like, thank God I did that.
Yeah.
And good on you for getting a degree. If you got a degree, there is a chance that you'll get a degree or a job in the field that you went for.
Mm-hmm.
My dad went to school for, he got like a bachelor's or a master's like in meteorology.
Yeah.
His job now has nothing to do with that at all.
No, not even close.
So it's just like, does it really matter what you go for, or does it matter what? Like, I mean, obviously it does for some, but like obviously you're not going to be a doctor and then be like, dude, it's going to rain today. But I digress. I mean, there's so many things wrong with the system that I don't have answers for. I don't think anyone has. Otherwise, I think we answer them.
Do you think that though? Do you think that the system? Because I think that naturally
it's hand in hand to with every. I already know what you're about to say. I think it's hand in hand with it because it's the same reason why we could have a cure for cancer or AIDS or anything like that, but we have too many opportunities to make money off of it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go for that option instead of actually dealing with the problem.
Dear CIA, I do not wish to start a revolution. Now that I said that, I think that the only way systems change is through people acting, not the government.
I
don't
agree.
trust the government to fix this at all.
I don't know. I think the biggest thing is that it's so hard.
Think of every major change that has happened throughout the United States. The end of slavery, the end of discrimination. Well, not the end of it, but
the start of it, really.
The civil rights movement.
If anything, it's gotten worse.
Oh no! But the civil rights movement, right? Like, those were not things that the government was like, we should fix this. It was the people were like, this is fucked up.
Yeah, but I mean, what's stopping us? You know what I mean? Like, if there was
F-16s.
But also no, I don't know. So what I was saying before is just like we can't keep thinking like the government as a whole is the bad guy. You know what I mean?
I don't believe that the whole government is bad.
Because like obviously like without a lot of it, like some things just wouldn't fuck like I don't know. I know this I saw something from like probably not the best guy to take any advice from, but Destiny. He was saying like I don't believe, like some guy was telling him that he doesn't believe in the government. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, so you don't believe in the government that gives you the laws and protection and all this kind of stuff that like it gives you.
Reasonable.
And he's just like, no, that's good. He's like, well, you can't just pick and choose. Yeah. You just said that you don't like the whole government. So it's like, and I think that's our biggest thing is that we got to pick out what's wrong specifically and how do we.
I have a very narrow, pinpointable one that I think would resolve almost all of our issues over time. Stop letting them make more than $100,000 per household.
People?
The like Congress, Senate, because that is just naturally going to create chaos and greed and disaster. But being in the government and working for the government is not a job. It's not.
Define.
It's an honor to represent the American people.
Okay, so we're talking about representatives then, like congressmen, congressmen, shit like that.
Like not some guy just working at a desk. I'm talking like people, policymakers, right? Because at the end of the day, if you have a loophole, people are going to exploit it. Like, oh yeah, Boeing just bought me a fucking Ferrari. Let's not get them in trouble for murdering 60 people. Allegedly.
I saw that, or it clipped of like that trial, but don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to comment on it.
Boeing engineers keep mysteriously having heart attacks.
I do like
directly after exposing people.
I do like the pettiness of the CEO. He was just like, how much do you make a year? He's like, it's public, dude. Look it up.
That was funny.
I'm just like, that's fucking hard as shit.
Then he was like, well, let me help you out. It's 50 mil or whatever there was. But
he's like, damn, I'm rich.
Actually, dude, like I see that guy a lot. The one who's asking the questions. And I actually do like that guy. I feel like he does a good job.
Let me piss. And then I
also have to piss.
I got a question for you guys. Hold on.
Time out.
Hold on. This is a sponsor from, dude, whenever we get sponsorships, these piss breaks are going to go crazy.
This piss break is sponsored by.
What's your like moral limit on sponsorships? Because like me personally, despite me vaping, I don't think I would take like a vape sponsorship.
I think that we shouldn't ever do anything that could be harmful to anybody. I also don't think we should do any products we don't believe in.
True.
Thoughts?
This episode is sponsored by
Jesus.
I have this
episode is sponsored by
so the
Somebody's
US
not gonna like
the
that
US
one.
the US Army.
Dun, 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 dun.
The last episode, Angel went to go show his drink. I fucking censored it out.
Fuck you.
I actually took the time out and censored it out. I was thinking about while I was pissing, I was like, this is the epitome of the Yap Squad, to where we were talking about vines and neon and then just dove into fucking religion and politics.
We just went right into the minimum wage should be abolished.
But we're right. So
We are.
I was gonna ask you, AOC, is she are we on? I like her. But are we supposed to?
I think that I don't think that she's a bad person. I think that some of the things she does are brain dead, but I think that she believes in what she's saying.
Define brain dead, because like legitimately, I feel like half the things that we
see. This is exactly what I mean, right? Like I don't know enough about her individual policies. I just know what I see on TikTok.
Yeah,
all I see is crazy bug eyes yapping.
I don't think
she's bug eyed.
She has really big eyes, but I like that.
She got crazy eyes. That's wild.
She's also Latina.
So she is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't particularly have anything against her.
Who's that one? Heather Green or some shit like?
I have no idea who that is.
She's like that one crazy Republican congresswoman who just goes off on everyone and just kind of makes herself look like an idiot every single time.
She's been in the news a lot lately, right?
Yeah, let me see.
What the fuck is her name?
It starts with an H, I know that.
Look it up.
Yeah, bitch,
Yo, look it up right now.
I've told you this before, but that's my favorite fucking troll.
Just tell people to do what they're already doing.
Heather, I'm pretty sure it's Heather, bro.
Is this the one that's on Twitter all the time?
Yeah.
Somebody needs to take her account away.
Heather Congresswoman? Nope. Not,
is it like an old white lady?
Not old, but I'm just gonna look up viral Republican Congresswoman.
Dude, for some reason the name that's popping up for me is like Marjorie. Is that it? Not that one. We love her. She's not like racist, right? I didn't just say we like.
Okay,
racist.
yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene. This bitch.
Nailed it. Yeah, no, she said something off the fucking wall like last week that I was like, there's no way you just typed that.
I don't know much about her. She just says, I can't even think about like the context or like anything. I just know that every single time I see her post and it's like
something off the wall.
It's something off the wall, something fucking crazy as fuck and just super hilarious. Cause I'm just like, there's no way you actually think that.
Yeah, she tweeted something about like, I think it was Israel that everybody was like,
dude,
there's no way you just said that.
Fuck, dude. That whole what's your stance on that whole Dr. Fauci thing?
Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, the attorney general.
Explain. Go a little bit deeper into the question.
Like he was on trial for like the whole fucking like COVID thing, saying that like he was lying, et cetera, et cetera.
Are you asking me? Do I think that COVID was like manufactured or what?
Do you think he was right to be put on trial?
Honestly, I don't know enough about it to have to care, because you have to remember, like, for me, COVID was a different experience to everybody else.
For those who don't know, Mamba was literally in the middle of boot camp.
They told me it was fake. I was, I'll describe my first experience with COVID. I was in the Bay, which is like where 60 people hang out, like your platoon. And they come in and they're like, yeah, we're going into the woods for 3 weeks because there's some virus that's fake. And they said that it's going to put you in danger. So we're all going to go camp in the woods. Then we sat there. We literally sat out in the woods for like a week straight. They're like, hey, we're going back.
Dude,
and we did nothing. I'm telling you, like I sat on a backpack and just hung out.
So much happened in that time. COVID started. Juice WRLD died. Kobe died.
Dude.
Everything fucking happened like in the span.
Dude, it was so crazy because I was like, all the news would come in like 2 or 3 weeks later because they all came from letters. So like we'd be sitting there and we'd like, somebody would be like, Kobe died. And everybody's like, nah, that's fake. And then somebody else would open a letter and be like, Kobe died. And we're like, holy shit.
When you would get your phone, I was like, yo, Juice WRLD gone.
Yeah. Dude, I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like literally everybody's dying. Like just in this like, it was like a 6-month span.
Dude, it was, so when COVID first started, like I remember for me, it was like, they started handing out masks at work and they were like, you can wear this if you want. And I was like, nah, it's not like we'll need them that long anyway.
3 years later.
We had to wear a mask for 3 years.
Dude, we were, they wouldn't give us masks because they like, dude, I don't know what, but like they like didn't even believe in this shit. But they were like, nah, at some point they were like, nah, you guys got to like make your own out of your neck gaiter, which is like, you know what a neck gaiter is? So like we were taking like string and like cutting our neck gaiters to make a mask. It was like not working at all.
Dude, it was because I remember before it hit America, I was on TikTok and the videos that I would see was from China and it was people literally just collapsing on the street.
China was crazy at that time. I remember that.
And then there was these trucks going throughout the city with sanitizer just spraying buildings down.
That's crazy.
And it was, I got scared, but I was actually, it was like, I don't know if it was like some fear mongering propaganda or like what it was, but like that was actually scary. And then
do you remember when I called you at one point? I was like, is this shit real or what?
And I was just like, I think so. And to be fair, I don't know anyone who died from it.
I know people that are still fucked up from it.
I know that. I mean, I got it twice. Not technically twice, because the first time was from the vaccine. And obviously, vaccines are they are made from the virus.
Yeah.
So I had to have had it. And then I got it for real.
Yeah.
And I still remember that time because I was dead for 2 days and no one checked on me at all.
You're welcome.
And Mamba lived in the living room, by the way.
Didn't come outside for 2 days straight. And I was like, well, I was obliterated. So.
You at work? Question mark. No, I have been sweating in my bed for 2 days.
To be fair, this was during the mega weed arc where I couldn't even stand up for like 6 months straight. So, because I was just obliterated all the time. It was a bad time for me. Fucking, to answer your question, like I said, I don't really know enough about like his part. Like, what was the trial? Did they think he made it or like what?
They were saying like, from what I understand, because again, I don't know that much either, but he helped like fucking like hide the fact like how serious it was and like was telling people like, no, you don't have to stand 6 feet away. You don't have to wear a mask, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, I feel like he was doing that.
I feel like that's kind of just like a scapegoat to like, because at the time people were very like mad about it. I feel like it was almost like they wanted to pick somebody to just like, fuck you, die.
Yeah.
You know
I think the biggest thing too is just like, he wasn't the one telling people to fucking shoot themselves with bleach.
And yeah, like even if he was just doing that and being like, don't do this, don't do that, you don't really need that. Like, okay.
You're just a random man.
There's doctors that say global warming's not real. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, are we going to put them on trial?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just like, you should be smart enough like to make your own decisions. Like
you could go into like the sheep theory of like, oh my God, you're all sheep for wearing masks. But it's like, if everybody's doing it, you have to be dumb as fuck not to.
Yeah. Obviously you were in you never got to experience peak COVID.
I know.
So my funniest moment from COVID was like they wouldn't let you into stores without a mask.
Yeah.
And it was very funny because people would go out of their way to be like a stick it to the man type action. But
I'm so brave for not wearing a mask.
But no, what they would do is like they would wear, this dude literally wore basically a muzzle, and he had like a fucking, it was a piece of plastic that would go up around his mouth and nose, not from the top to bottom like a beak, but from the bottom to the top. It was like as if he was wearing like a visor but upside down on his mouth. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
And it was just from piece of plastic from here to here. It would just go up and curve around.
You know who I really thought was only doing it for the attention was people who wore face shields. If you wore like a fucking, like you were doing like propane fucking torch work, like that's weird to me. I
want to agree but disagree because there are just germaphobes are a real thing. You know what I mean? Like I still have people now. I
never ever saw one wearing a face shield until COVID happened.
But think about it. Like those people wearing the face shields, probably were doing the same shit during H1N1. Like when the influenza, bird flu.
When did that happen? Like
early 2000s.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that
like
very faintly. I was like a baby at this time.
I was in like beginning middle school. Like that was
what do you ballpark year?
Fuck, dude. I don't even.
Because I think I'm old enough to like remember. It was probably like 2007, no?
2007, 2008-ish.
Yeah.
Bird flu was like the one before that. And then right before COVID was like that whole Ebola thing.
Ebola.
And people were going pretty crazy about that. Not as crazy as COVID, obviously.
You know what's crazy about Ebola? Is it was like the complete opposite where like everybody was like, oh my God, it's going to come to America and kill us all. But then like now, like it actually happens with COVID and they're like, man, I ain't wearing no fucking mask.
I think the biggest thing with Ebola is that it was a known disease and they had treatment for it and everything readily available. Because when it did come into the US.
Yeah. Like once or twice, right?
I think there was like a little spread of it.
Yeah. Like right at the initial start, right?
But it stopped. And with COVID, there was no vaccine. There was no nothing. That was the biggest fucking plaguing version of the fact.
Good thing it didn't mutate.
It did. Multiple times.
Plague Inc. Gotta get that lethality up.
No, we don't want that.
Well, we'll make them get the vaccine faster.
True. But dude, God was popping those fucking blue bubbles, that's for sure. Because that shit went high.
We got 19D, 19E, 19N.
Like it's I mean, I don't think it was fake. I think it
definitely wasn't fake.
The deaths were exaggerated, and we know that for a fact.
Oh yeah. Well, somebody gets shot in the head and he had COVID and they're like, he died
from COVID.
Yeah. That did happen.
Yeah, we know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But I still believe, even with those facts present, I still believe that the death rate was in the millions.
I agree.
And people will be like, oh, well, people like millions of people die from the flu. And it's just like, okay, but also no.
Well, the biggest flex to call somebody brain dead is like, look at like the 1920s influenza epidemic that killed like 100 million people. Even in those, they're wearing masks. And that's the 1920s.
And all I'm saying is like, there's countries like that are just smart enough, like Japan, like a lot of Asian countries that just wear masks just for having a cold. They're not like
very common everywhere else.
They're just conscious enough of their environment and the people that they could be affecting.
Yeah, I think other cultures have more respect for other individuals than we do.
And I mean, even fucking driving, we don't have enough fucking common sense to fucking like have the common decency to like do certain things.
I'm gonna lane change right now with no turn signal. Good luck,
dude. We watched some guy go through a construction zone to get past everybody else.
And it's easy to be like, oh my God, like he just didn't see, but there was like 50 cones like before it even started.
And then the fact that he got to the end, the only reason why he didn't keep going was because there was a tractor there.
Yeah, the whole way was blocked. And then he was like, I guess I'll change.
And then we were talking about the sewage. Just like, if this was anywhere else, like because we live in Texas, if we honk or like block him in, like, he'll just fucking shoot us.
Yeah, I'm going to lean out of the back of my truck with an AR-15 now.
But like, oh my God, like, I've been driving with Mom, but the last 2 days, and he's just seen the rage that I've felt for drivers here, because it's like, how fucking stupid do I make some stupid decisions on the road? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that much.
Well, as little as I drive now, I have driven in a lot of places.
Mom, but you drove for the first time in a year yesterday.
No, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. As little as I drive,
but
I have driven in a lot of places and been in a lot of cars. Texas has the worst drivers easily. I saw
Houston's the worst from what I heard, but I saw a thing about one of the SEAL team members coming back home from Afghanistan or Iraq, wherever he was.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying like how he literally just got off the plane and went to go meet his friends at a bar. And he just spent however long on duty there. And he would drive fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And because there's no fucking roads, there's no fucking lights, there's no traffic laws, anything. And he got pulled over. And luckily he was pulled over by someone who was an ex-Marine.
Thank God.
And then he was just like, because like he was blowing through red lights, like going through medians, everything like that.
Okay, well that's and a little bit. At a certain point, you have to be like, I know what a red light is.
Yeah, and that's what the comment said too. But the cop was just like, dude, you're not there anymore.
Yeah. See, I don't. There's certain parts of it I get. Like I know, like a lot of people get IED trauma, right? Like if you see like trash on the road, like it's like a big thing of like, I'm gonna fucking drive fast now. But like
that guy was just driving like as if there was no rules.
Red light is like, come on, like that guy should just go to jail.
What's funnier too is that like he was saying like, yeah, I haven't driven in so long. Like the last time I drove was like 5 months ago.
Okay, yeah, but like so like when I got my car after 2.5 years of not driving, dude, do you think I was that bad?
You were pretty bad.
Real? I didn't think I was that bad.
You weren't that bad, but I was.
Was I worse than the average Texas driver?
At points, yes.
Really? I feel like all I did was just like change lanes aggressive. But even when I changed lanes, I used the turn signal at least.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did.
I would, because
I'm telling you straight up, that's cap. Because I'm brainwashed I always use my turn signal.
Maybe the light might be out then, because I swear to God, I would just watch you go over.
Perhaps though, because like I've never ever in my life changed. And
it must have only been the right one, because the left one did work when he would come back.
Oh,
so it must have just been the right one.
It might be, yeah. But, that might be it.
Legitimately, whenever we were right when you got the car and you left, I was legit worried about our safety because you were so you would get so close to my ass, and all gayness, like you were so close. You were
in cars.
You were up in that bitch, and
in cars,
and then especially like when you went to go do that whole thing where you were trying to catch up.
Yeah,
I saw you from my rearview mirror because I kept checking to see like where you were. Yeah, so I was just like, I don't want to get too far, even though you had the GPS. I was like, I want to make sure you're within like you can
I was
see
trying
me.
to convoy it.
I looked behind and I just see.
Well, even when I do that, like I look.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you're in a smaller car, but it's all right. But like, fuck, bro. Like, I can only imagine you like in a Humvee, like where you just and then just fucking flip over.
Did I ever tell you when I played chicken in a Humvee?
No, that sounds terrifying.
It's really bad. So we were on a range.
Hold on, pause. Cut out or no?
No, you can tell the story. Okay. I don't give a fuck. We were on a range for like 5 days, and I remember I was so mad about this that I was just over it. And it's only a one-way gravel road that is like 5 feet above like the normal level of the ground.
How do you leave?
One way. And this is how the story starts.
How do you get in?
Same way.
Damn.
But like a range is like it's not like random people just show up to a range. It's like your whole thing is like scheduled, right? So after 5 days, this is like, holy fuck, oh my God. I gotta give you the whole context.
Give me the whole context.
It was the middle of the winter.
Wait. Can you give me the whole context so I understand?
Wait, you want the full context?
Yeah, that would help us a lot, really.
What about you guys? Do you guys want the full context? Leave it in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. We'll wait.
Yeah, go ahead and like it. Yeah, okay, you liked it.
Did you subscribe?
No, they didn't.
We lost this. What the fuck?
We actually lost one for that.
Great.
Damn.
Great. So he's not telling the story now. Great. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Middle of the winter. I had already gotten yelled at because I left my body armor on the hood overnight and it got like snow on it. And then they made me run around and do push-ups when I was wearing 5 layers of clothes.
Does that do anything bad to do it? Or
no.
Oh, okay.
It's just like, hey, don't do that. So I was like already mad. And then I lent somebody my night vision because his was broken and I didn't have to go. And then I got yelled at again for that, even though all I was just doing was helping somebody.
Don't help your brothers.
Don't help anybody who needs it. Fuck them. Well, I was like, what the fuck? Why would I not do that?
Yeah.
But
you digress.
So 5 days passed. I was on like 2 hours of sleep, 2 hours of sleep.
How long was it supposed to be? You said?
It was supposed to be 5 days. Okay. So we were on schedule.
Last day.
Yeah, last day. So I was very sleep deprived because we were doing like day shoots and night shoots. So like, and they wouldn't let us sleep because fuck me, I guess. So like, hello, guest, ghost. So like we would do like a day. You would sit in line of Humvees, like 20 Humvees for like 5 hours.
No AC.
No AC. Well, it's the winter, so no heat.
Easy.
No heat either, though.
God damn it!
So you're just shivering your fucking balls off. Some guy's in the fucking hatch, so the cold air is coming right in.
His top half is fucked.
Yeah, he's got hypothermia. He's like shaking while he's shooting. This is another. Oh my god, the story gets so much better.
IRL bump stock, like without a fucking.
One of our platoon sergeants, who has been in the army for 20 years, shoots at the firing control tower by accident.
Okay. That was the saving grace of that story.
But that's not something you do on accident. He said it was on accident, but I don't understand. Like, the whole range.
What is that thing, by the way?
What?
The firing tower?
It's like where they like monitor like who's shooting at what, because they don't want you to shoot like outside the lines.
Is it bulletproof?
No.
Damn.
Because who the fuck would shoot that way? Because like,
be prepared for everything.
Imagine like a football field, right? You got that?
What team?
Eagles versus Dallas.
What? Home? Are we home?
We're home.
We're in Dallas?
Sure.
Okay. I got it.
Pennsylvania, so it's kind of
okay. Well, so what are we doing now? Oh my god.
So like my home could be like your home, and then like my away could be.
But we live here, so this is our home now. Yeah. So
okay. We'll say I'm a Dallas fan now.
Okay, we're in Dallas. All right.
Okay. So Dallas is on the downside. I don't know directions.
We don't know sports.
This is the worst analogy ever.
I'm still imagining.
You're still imagining it.
Keep going.
So there's the lines around, out of bounds.
Out of bounds, yeah.
The same concept for shooting. Because if you shoot too far to the right, you're going to kill somebody. Oh my God. Now, imagine.
Not the cheerleaders.
Imagine you're kicking a field goal.
Okay. 40, what yard line?
And then instead of shooting the field goal, 20 yards.
20-yard line. Oh, that's an easy field goal.
Except it was like 5,000 yards, but whatever.
So this is a really big football field.
Instead of kicking it at the opponent's field goal, you turn around and shoot it the other way.
Okay, so
even though it was at night, fair enough, it's night, but that should not have happened. Oh, wait, this is all from a story that's not related at all, but it's the same place, so... I've just been on a tangent. I'm just yapping for fucking 20 minutes.
Hey, and that's the epitome. Who are we?
The App Squad.
Yeah, and that took way too long.
For some reason, I thought Angel was here and he was going to answer, but typical, he's not.
2 days in a row. What the fuck?
Typical. So we're finally leaving. This guy got yelled at very mildly, even though he literally almost killed somebody, but that's whatever.
Also, 20 years, but only... What level is he above you?
He's above me. So the main issue is like he could get promoted, but
didn't want to, or
do you need a college degree to go to the next level?
Pussy.
So
does he know that the army pays for college?
He might just be too dumb to go to college. Yeah, evidenced by the fact that he shot at us.
Touche.
So we're finally leaving. I'm tired as fuck. I see a Humvee coming down the one-way gravel road, and I say, I'm leaving. So then I just drive, and then we're both going right towards each other, and he veers off the road. I'm like, fuck you, I don't care. And I'm also towing another vehicle at the same time. And then
so you did the safer thing, if anything.
Yeah. So, and then I get yelled at, and I'm like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I don't care. But there's some guy the same level as me driving the other one. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, bitch.
Did you do that? Did you?
I wish. It was nighttime, so.
Oh, he didn't have his NVs on?
No, not to drive.
What a pussy.
Well, you get lights in your face while you have NVGs on, you go blind.
I have astigmatism, I do that anyway. I hate working overnight.
Yeah, but point of the story is I got yelled at because I played chicken on the one-way road.
But rightfully so. From what you're telling me is like, obviously if you slam on your fucking brakes and you're towing a fucking vehicle.
Like, realistic, I kind of get it because like I should have like slowed down and been like, okay, I guess I'll go. But instead I like sped up.
Oh, okay. Changes everything.
Well, I was kind of like asserting my dominance, right? I was like, fuck
also,
you, I'm not
I mean,
moving.
you saw me today. Like I fucking, like someone pulled into the intersection and I sped up instead of slowing.
Literally that situation almost, except he would be coming towards us.
I'm just like, listen, man, I'm not doing the speed limit now. Let me show you what doing the speed limit is like. And you're doing this risky move. I'll show you how close you can get.
You could also argue that I should have been like polite and we should have like split. Like I should have gone like a little bit to the right.
Oh, half and half.
I went right down the middle of that bitch.
It depends. I think it's like, I go based off the person that I see. So
Yeah.
if someone cuts me off, right, but they're trying to get to the speed limit, you're cool. If you cut me off and you're going slow as fuck, I'm gonna ride your fucking ass.
Also, towing something in the army, most terrifying experience ever in my entire life. I would rather get shot at than tow a vehicle.
So are you towing them like straight edge or like with like a fuck? Like
it's like
it has like a whole like a trailer type thing, or is it like just chains?
It's like, imagine the tripod, but it has like a circle on top that you hitch to the other vehicle.
Yeah.
So like if you brake, you will die unless you brake like very slowly.
So there's not a driver behind you, like
No,
that's braking either.
because if he's in there, he might just die. So they're just like, fuck you, just do it on your own.
Okay.
So I was like, and then if he countersteers, obviously, then you're fucking dead.
Well, he should. Well, yeah.
Because like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, so I'm going like, I'm like 30 minutes into the backwoods of Kentucky because that's where we train at. And then I'm like going down fucking hills and fucking mountains. I'm like, that was actually the most scared I've been the whole time I was in.
And you have to remember, I drove that U-Haul through Dallas, and that was
hell no.
Like, bro, do you remember because you remember how you first get into Dallas, like everything is just like a big fucking wall.
Yeah, and it's also your first experience with Dallas too, pretty much.
And I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
No, hell no.
Like that I hated that drive.
Yeah, that was the worst. Even I wasn't even in the U-Haul. I was in the car and I was still like, oh, fuck you, I'm going 80.
I was just like, and the one thing I hate about trucks like that is that you can't check a blind spot. Like you just have to hope that mirror is right.
Same concept Humvee. There's no rear view mirror.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like that's like the comparison I'm making. It's like, holy fuck, bro. Like I couldn't be a truck driver. Like I've wanted to because like the money, obviously. But I'm just like the mirrors and blind spots.
Imagine parallel parking a semi truck.
I've been watching. It's been on my TikTok. I've learned. Am I gonna do it?
Absolutely
not.
No. Well, how do they have like a system that like they know how to like do it properly? I guess.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you gotta remember.
One time I saw a Pepsi truck back down an alleyway and knock an entire fence over. So
you gotta remember. Well, that guy just sucks. But to get a CDL, bro, it's a pretty extensive training.
That is true.
So it's like. You got to do a lot. You got to do a lot of live training before you even.
They offered me like when I was getting out, they do a lot of classes and stuff to like prep you. Like if you want to, you can do like certain jobs as soon as you get out, and that's like they do like a 6-week exit course to get your CDL.
Oh, you should have like legitimately like that.
Hell no.
I understand.
No CDL for me.
understandable because, like I said, like I want to.
A lot of people do that though,
just from money. But number one, I can't because I don't want to be like a local CDL driver. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. If you're gonna do a CDL, you got to go across country or something,
like something that makes a big fucking bucks. But unless you work for like a corporation, you know, you're making really like the same amount of money, you know, for the little driving that you do.
Well, by this point too, we were kind of like already in talks of like doing this, like living together and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, do I want to be a CDL driver? Well,
I don't know.
Him? Fuck no.
I don't. But also, yeah, I mean that would be just generally a waste because you'll have to fucking you're paying rent for a place that you'll live at for like a week, a month. And then that's not fair.
It's a little hypocritical of me because I was also going to do like the oil rig security thing. Even I'm not qualified enough for it, which is why I didn't do it. But
you were, when we talked about it, you were willing to just pay however long, like you're still willing to pay rent.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why it's hypocritical.
But again, like it's still not like back then. Thinking about it, like selfishly, I'm like, fuck yeah. But now thinking about it, I'm just like, that's not fair to anybody because number one, we're splitting rent into a third at that time.
Well, that's why you make so much money when you do it because you're there for 2 weeks and then you're off for 2 weeks. Yeah,
but it's just like, but you're still paying for it as if you're there, like you're here for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And that's not fair.
Yeah.
And then again, we weren't making enough money to be like where it's fair for us to be paying for more than a third when, like,
if we're being objective. For me, living in the living room, I probably should have paid less, but I'm okay with the fact that I didn't.
I think considering
because I agreed to it, and as a man, I have to be like, you know, like that's fine.
Not only agreement, but I think the fact that like the only other option was your parents' house was
no, you're not wrong. I don't hold any resentment for it, but like in the back of my mind, I
hold a tad bit because, and I hold it for you. Because if anything, the situation, it should have been swapped.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my opinion.
How did that even I guess it was just that I was okay with it, right?
No, the reason why it happened was because we don't have a viewer question this week unless Mamba wants to come up with one right now.
What's your favorite movie?
Fuck.
Starship Troopers.
No Way Home.
What's your favorite non-Spider-Man movie? Now that's a hard one for
Endgame.
you. What's your favorite non-Marvel movie?
The first one that comes to mind when I think of that sentence is the movie Patriot Day with Mark Wahlberg.
Solid choice.
And that is just because, like, I love the realism in it. Mark Wahlberg's a great actor. And I'm sure I have a greater list, but that's like,
I mean, if it pops into your head first, it probably is your favorite of that. Specified question?
Well, that's just one of my like movies where I'm like, if I'm gonna eat something, because I'm a iPad kid, you know, where like if I'm eating something, I gotta watch something. That's one of the first.
That's just life nowadays.
Yeah, that's just one of the first ones. I'm like, that's my safe movie, like where I can be like, I can watch this and be fine. And that's just going based off what his parameters were. No Spider-Man, no Marvel.
I just wanted to test you because I already knew the first two.
So like
in my head, I was like, he's gonna say No Way Home.
So in reality, No Way Home. And non-Marvel, non-Spider-Man, probably, again, this is just off the top of the dome, like no questions asked. Patriots Day comes to my mind first.
Follow up viewer question, reply to my own question with another question. What is your favorite theme in movies?
I've never been good at English, man. Define a theme for me.
So for you, No Way Home would be like, fuck. What the fuck happens at the end of that game? Or no,
it's just like
No Way Home.
Self-sacrifice.
Self-sacrifice. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good example. Do you like superhero, self-sacrifice, things along that line.
I'd say that's like it's such a cliche thing, you know. But like self-sacrifice.
Well,
is
any answer you give is going to be cliche.
Yeah, it has to be self-sacrifice because it's just like it's always going to be the best feel-good thing that you can watch a movie from.
Somebody giving up something of themselves to benefit others.
Yeah, I mean, and No Way Home does like the perfect thing about that. Like he doesn't want to make everyone else forget him. Like, but he just lost the love of his life, and he's watching.
It's the ultimate sacrifice that he knows he has to do.
Exactly, and I love that.
That would be another theme, is doing things that you know you have to do, even if you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, we call that hope core. You know what I mean?
I love hope core.
I love hope core talk, man. I'm on that shit,
dude. Hope core. Out of all the cores, hope core is the best one.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Like,
not even close.
I'll never skip a hope core TikTok ever.
Oh hell no! In the end, we are all men.
All right.
Do
favorite
what you
movie.
Can. Ooh. Favorite.
I don't have to do the whole thing that you did to me.
Yeah.
But favorite movie.
I have 2 in my head. Can I say 2?
Yes. But
Okay.
I want you to rank them.
I didn't want to get arrested.
I want you to rank them after you say it.
So, favorite movie that I would watch, single movie, would be Starship Troopers. Let me explain why.
Starship Troopers is. Never mind. I'm thinking of Spaceballs.
Kind of old. It's like
no, I was thinking of Spaceballs. The fucking.
You know what Starship Troopers is? You would. I'm telling you, you would love it.
When I think of Starship Troopers, I think of either the Seth MacFarlane like fucking Star Wars parody type thing. I'm thinking of Spaceballs. I'm thinking of Super Troopers.
You know. Do you remember? You know Hank's character from Breaking Bad?
Of course.
It was one of his first roles. He was like, well, he wasn't like a main character, but he was like in it. There's the arachnids. Earth gets hit by a fucking meteor, and they were like, "Oh my god, aliens!" And then we go to their planet and we get murdered. We get obliterated.
No,
and
never.
Then we win.
How old?
No cap. You would love that movie.
How old?
1997. No, dude, I'm telling you, for 1997, it's fire.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Most of the sci-fi. I actually didn't know this until recently, but most of the sci-fi equipment that we use in movies came from Starship Troopers still.
Well, also Star Wars, man.
No, it's still even like most of the stuff that we like Dune used a lot of their props, even still.
Dude, copyright claim that shit.
I don't know if that's true. I might have just lied.
Second.
Oh, my favorite movie series would be Lord of the Rings. Because I think that the themes are so strong.
So you can say fucking Lord of the Rings, bro, but I can't say Spider-Man.
Well, that's just only because I knew what your answer would be.
Yeah, but you just the fucking. I know that you were like.
Well, that's why I did Starship Troopers first.
That's fucked up, man. Like this man jizzes over Lord of the Rings. I jizz over Spider-Man. He's allowed to say fucking Lord of the Rings, but I'm not allowed to say Spider-Man. That's fucked up.
Well,
dude.
did I interrupt you in the middle of saying it and then be like, that's a terrible choice? You know what I mean? Like, I'm
not saying it's a terrible choice. I've never watched it.
No, that's what I mean though.
It's probably fantastic.
I think you would love it.
I mean, I watched it when I was...
you don't really watch like sword fighting movies, really.
I've seen Braveheart a lot of times.
Oh, Braveheart's so good too. Third movie, Braveheart.
But I think my mind is just like...
It's a lot.
I like the idea of it not being real and thinking that it's real versus like something that probably was real. Does that make sense? Like I
might be too drunk for that.
I love a war movie, but I'd love a war movie with superheroes.
So like, let me think of a good war. Like, have you ever seen Black Hawk Down?
Of course.
So Black Hawk Down versus like the War of Tomorrow, where it's like a bunch of fucking aliens and fucking. You ever seen War of Tomorrow?
No.
Really?
I need to.
Is that even what it's called?
I don't think so. Are you talking about
you know the one where it's like
the day after tomorrow or some shit?
No, it's like he lives the same fight every time until he learns how to survive.
Fuck, Tom Cruise, right?
Don't know actors.
Exosuit.
Yeah. Like, it's not really a superhero, but it's like
the Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. That's it. But like the concept of like he is not really like a normal guy, I guess, or it's not like grounded in reality, but it's like cooler.
Yeah, I think
you would love Lord of the Rings then. What the fuck?
So I'm not saying I wouldn't. We've talked about this on the podcast before. You were either Harry Potter or you were Lord of the Rings. You were either fucking Star Wars or Star Trek. You just happen to be on the Lord of the Rings and fucking Star Wars. I just happen to be on the Harry Potter, and I don't give a fuck.
See, but okay, that's fair because I have watched Harry Potter and I like it.
Because I made you.
Right. But I would never like rewatch it. Lord of the Rings is something that I rewatched it like last week.
Yeah, for me, I mean, boomer moment. I grew up reading the books. So when they released the fucking movies, I was just like, I'm jerking off to this right now. To Hermione.
Which movie?
3, 4.
I would go
5.
higher. Deathly Hallows Part 2.
To be fair, I was a child.
Fair enough.
And we come to an agreement. God damn it. Oh,
that's so good.
Oh man. Anyways, guys.
Outro.
Oh, I thought we're shaking. Oh, no, what's that? Guys, oh, shut, what's, no, God. Thank you.
Okay. No way you just shook my thumb.
My favorite part about life is just not knowing what to expect. And you didn't expect that.
That is true.
And you're not going to expect this. Today's episode is sponsored by, thank you guys so much for watching.
What? He's right. I didn't expect that.
It's been a great time. This has been episode 22. And last week was episode number 21.
Shout out 21
Hopefully,
kid.
this episode will come out on time. We've been dealing with some stuff the last couple of weeks. My computer / the equipment was being weird this last week, so that's why this episode, the last episode was late. Has nothing to do with my thing, which was before. But now we just gotta fucking pray to God that this fucking thing works.
If you're the one person who's listening to this and is mad that an episode was late, you gotta remember that we record sometimes 2 or 3 hours at a time. And I don't know how to edit, and Angel is busy as fuck all the time because he's poor, I guess. I don't know. This guy does all the editing by himself for a 3-hour video.
Plus TikToks.
Every week. Plus TikToks. Plus he does a lot of the interactions.
Plus work.
Plus he has a job.
Plus fiance.
Plus he has.
Plus cats.
Plus cats. This guy's
plus
busy.
Mamba.
Hello.
Also, by the way, I thought about this earlier. I was just like, I wonder if people wonder if we call each other by Mamba, Momo, like in real life, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean,
we do.
Yeah, well, I've really never known you by any other name.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is just like,
yeah,
and it's hard because like in our real life, we encounter people who don't know about our internet life.
Yeah,
and the amount of times that we have to pause, champ, and be like, "Mom, oh nope." He's here.
I call you Momo no matter who you're around because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Mine is a little bit weird. Oh my God, bro.
So one of my coworkers said Momo, but he meant to say mama.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
My heart sank. I was just like, no fucking way. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and like, subscribe, share the shit, comment down your question below. We'll answer next episode.
It takes 10 seconds, guys.
Literally 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I know people are watching this shit. I know this.
You're listening to these last 10 seconds right now.
If you're listening to this on Spotify, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating. Go ahead and leave a Q&A response. Oh shit, Reese responded to the last episode and said, a freestyle that's written down is just a style, motherfucker. Thoughts?
I still disagree. I think that if you write down a freestyle, it's no longer a freestyle.
Well, he said it's just a style.
Oh, he agreed with me?
Yeah.
Shout out Reese.
So Reese, we're just coming at you. I just wanted to shout you out. Make sure you know that you're heard. Your voice is heard, man.
We read every single comment
on iTunes. Go ahead and whoever you are, just do whatever iTunes does.
Download it to your phone.
Go ahead on we're on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, the App Squad Official, or the App Squad, one of the two. Go ahead and give us a follow, like, whatever the fuck it is on there. Please do so. We want the interactions. All of our personal social medias will be listed below. And we will see you all next week. In about 3 weeks, we will be having the meetup.
Let me explain why liking and subscribing helps you. If you like our content and you want to see more of it, liking and subscribing will show more of it. Secondary, it encourages us
More
to keep
people will
doing it.
like it. And plus it helps our ego. In 3 weeks, 4 weeks, there'll be 2 weeks where we have 2 special episodes. One is going to be a road trip episode. 2 is going to be an actual IRL meetup episode. Next week we have a very special guest. Keep on the eye for that. It's going to be very awesome.
I don't even know.
You should know I messaged it earlier.
Didn't read it.
So thank you guys for watching. See you all next week. I love you. I hope you enjoy our guest tomorrow because I know that I will. Or not tomorrow, next week. I hope you enjoy them. Love you. See you all. Bye.
Bye.